Welcome back to Ration Nerd, my friends. It is awesome that you guys decided to spend some of your precious time with this goofball. Today, we are going to get into an Indonesian ration. This is a Naraga Plus. This is a single meal ration. It comes in 10 different menu varieties. And when I say menu varieties, it just changes the main. So this is a single meal coming in at between 1,700 and 1,800 calories, which is kind of crazy. That's a lot of calories in this little black box. Now, I know I've got big hands, but that is a little baby box. So we're going to get in here, we're going to check it out. We're going to see what's on the menu, and we're going to figure out why this looks like a vitamin supplement box. You know, Naraga Plus with glutathione and zinc gluconate. I'm glad that Indonesia is taking care of its soldiers with some extra vitamins added and even advertising it on this sleek and sexy little black box. I guess it's kind of sleek and sexy. Actually, it's shitty cardboard, but you know what? That's okay. We're still going to have a whole lot of fun with it. And you guys absolutely know what I need from you, and that magical time of the video it is when I ask you to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, and then talk to me in the chat. It is always great to hear from you guys. So this ought to be a really good time. It's very difficult to get information on this ration. What I was able to find is that this is a single meal version. I'm sure some of you have seen the 24-hour version. I have one of those in the works now, trying to get my hands on one so I can do a 24-hour Indonesian ration. But this is a single meal army ration. So let's bust in here and see what you get if you're an Indonesian army soldier and you're just getting a single meal for the day. So what you do get is this shedding box. That's like, so we have this little pull tab on here. This box did take a bit of a beating on its way here, but you know what? And speaking of on its way here, you know where I got this ration? My buddy, you know it, from this guy right here, whose name I'll put up there so you can type his name into eBay or check the description. There is a link to him on there where you can get yourself some bitchin' rations as well. So thanks, buddy. You're the best. So let's crack into this. That's a pretty thin cardboard box. That is okay. We're not really worried about the box. We're worried about the contents. So here we go. We're starting out with some Pro Milch with glutathione and zinc gluconate. So essentially that's just Pro Milk. So this is a mixture of milk and some other ingredients. I was looking this up. This is definitely different. There's almost 200 calories, 190 calories in this package. That's not too bad. So from what I understand about this, this is kind of like a mix of coffee and malt and some grains and stuff. But we will definitely put this Pro Milk to the test. And then we have a almost see-through little bag. It feels like your spoon is in there. Maybe a napkin. We'll get in there in a minute. We'll let that sit. And then we have a cup that really looks like something you ought to be like starting your seeds in for the planting season. That's really weird. And the inside of that cup looks like it has been pre-melted by something. That's not the sexiest cup I've ever seen. I don't know how well that is or is not going to come in on the camera, but I really hope you guys can see this area here. You know, we won't be using that. We might save it for the garden so we can start some seeds in it before springtime. That's not getting used by this guy. That's pretty janky looking. That's okay though. But you get a cup. And then we have another Pro Milk. Maybe it's in a different flavor. We'll check it out. We'll figure it out. And then we get another Pro Milk. Apparently this is either a really popular item or they're just giving you 600 calories right off the bat in Pro Milk drink. Hey, there we go. Then we have some Pro Fortis B. So that really feels like a biscuit or a cookie. I'm not sure which one it is, but that's 330 calories worth of either biscuit or cookies. And this Pro Fortis just basically translates to prosperous. So these are some prosperous biscuits or prosperous cookies, whichever ones they may be. We'll have to figure that out when we crack into these guys. What else we got floating around in here? Oh, we have some more prosperous biscuits or cookies. These are A, not B, but A. So yeah, we have some more cookies. coming in at the same 330 calories, so they're either biscuits or cookies. We'll have to figure that out when we get these little sexy black packages open. And it looks like that is the end of it. So we have, this translates to Bagas Koro Pandan Chicken and Rice. That sounds really interesting. It is in this really nifty aluminum foil container, like a soft can. That's pretty awesome. I do like me some soft can mains. I don't know why. I just like them. And that's not squirting out anywhere, so this made it here intact, so that's excellent. So let's get into this accessory kit. There's nothing else left in the box, unfortunately. Well, okay then. So we have 3 toothpicks. That's a whole lot of toothpicking. Hopefully you don't need 3 toothpicks in the course of one meal, but you got them if you need them, so use them up. And we have 3 napkins. They're not great. They're not the worst napkins I've ever seen, but you're certainly not wiping that butt with these napkins. So I guess maybe you could, but this guy is not getting a clean butt with these 3 little napkins. They could do a little better on the napkin department. We have this eating utensil. So this thing, all right, so there's a pin on the back, and that locks into that notch. Check that out. And then we have another pin here on the handle that looks like it goes in this hole over here. If I could get it to go in the hole. All right, there we go. Well, that just snapped together, and that is that's not very strong. It's a really cool design. The plastic that it's made out of is really flexible, so I can't imagine this being a great eating utensil. It is really neat, though. If this thing was made out of a thicker and more durable plastic, this would actually be pretty bitchin'. And it's teeny tiny, so my big giant hands are going to make probably short work of breaking this thing, but we will find out. And this is everything contained in an Indonesian single meal army ration. I'm going to get all this out onto a tray, and we will be right back. And before we do that, I do have a little bit of housekeeping to attend to, just in case anybody is interested. The Ration Nerd merchandise shop is up on the YouTube page. There was a bunch of people bugging me for merchandise, hats, and all that other stuff. There's only so many items that they will list on YouTube. If you actually go to the store itself by clicking on the link underneath the items, there's like camo shirts and other coffee cups and mouse pads and stickers and magnets and all the other random, like, you know, merchandise you get if you want to help out a YouTuber like me. So go there, check that out if you're interested. I would greatly appreciate you for it. And then the next item of business I have to get to is I've been having some people with like a boil fetish, like BOIL, boil fetish. Like they want to see the boil action on like the mains. I aim to please, so there's going to be boil footage interposed in some of these here ration reviews. Just, I guess maybe it's keeping me honest. Like maybe people don't believe me that I'm actually boiling it, or maybe they just have a boiling fetish where they like to see shit boiled in water. I have no clue. And the final item on the agenda that I need to address is my language and my taking the Lord's name in vain. To be fair with you guys, I do this for fun. This is not profitable for me in any way, shape, or form. I do this channel the way that I want to do it, and it is your choice whether or not you come along for the ride. Everybody that does, I greatly appreciate you. If you're offended by anything that I say, well, I did put a warning up on the channel, and I also set the videos as that they are not made for children, because I wouldn't let my children watch me. If I had little kids, I certainly wouldn't be showing them my videos, because I do this for fun, and I'm not making content for children. I'm making content for adults, and the intent of everything I do on this channel is just to entertain people. So I'm going to keep doing me, no offense to anybody else, and I'm not saying that with any malice. All I'm saying is, I'm going to get this out onto a tray, and I'll be right back.
Here's a little bit of that pre-boil action. Like it's not exactly boiling yet, but it's going to be boiling real soon. Boiling, 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 boiling. And there it is. It's boiling, boiling, boiling. That main is really boiling.
And as you guys saw, that was boiled furiously for about 10 to 12 minutes, which is the channel standard. So now we have a nice hot main. Now it's time to get some pro milk action going on. And I had a thought. Maybe I should try one of these with hot water and one of these with cold water to see if, well, it would even begin to mix up with cold water. So we are going to double up on the pro milk. We're going to go hot and we're going to go cold, because why not? Because there's no reason not to. We have 3 of the exact same drinks. Let's see if hot or cold water makes any real difference. That is definitely interesting looking. You can see a lot of milk powder, sugar, and what looks like chocolate in there. That has a really strong smell of malt. That's pretty interesting, and there's some flakes of stuff in there. I believe it's grains. So this is kind of like a cereal drink and a drink all at the same time. Feast your eyes on that strangeness. So we'll have the cold side, and then we will get the hot side ready to go. The packaging on this is pretty nice. It's a relatively thin packaging, but it is tri-laminate, so that'll help keep this stuff fresh much longer. And that one is not the same drink. What's going on here? Wait a minute. Now, I don't think my eyeballs are broken. Ah, there we go. There's very, very simple labeling on these packages. So you have a C and an A style drink. I wonder what this one is. And that is, the print on that is really messy, but that could be a B. Maybe all 3 of these are different. That's crazy. Now I'm really worried about trying one cold and one hot, because I might mess up the whole show. Man. Well, if we have an A and a B and a C, who am I to argue? Apparently, you got to have 3 drinks going on. So let's see, we have, this one is going to be the B, this one was A, this one was C. So fortunately, they're all in a row, A, B, and C. So this is a letter B. We'll get that one out there. Or if you're dyslexic, number B. And that one looks, that one looks slightly darker. So that is very interesting. So, given that this one just kind of looks like milk, still smells like malty milk though. That is, and it has some grains in it. We're going to do what looks like the regular milk. We're going to do that one cold, and we'll do these 2 hot just to mix it up. This one is much darker in appearance than the last one. Check that guy out. That is really interesting. That's crazy. And between these 3 drinks, there's nearly 600 calories tied up here. So this is a pretty high calorie ration. Not a whole lot of components. Not really any good butt wipe solution. The utensil kind of sucks. I haven't used it yet, but this thing is pretty chintzy. There's no salt, there's no pepper, no other condiments, and unless there's coffee in one of these, there's no coffee or other drink mixes in the ration. Can't really complain about that yet. Haven't had any of these, but this is a pretty basic affair. So let's get that pour on. A letter A, a letter B, and we might be screwing the pooch, but we are going to try letter C with cold water. Oh, that already doesn't look fantastic. And we're going to enlist some help from Canada, because I don't want to try to stick that little bitty baby spoon in some really hot water. So let's start out by getting these guys all nice and mixed up, and then we're going to have to go through and get a flavor profile on all these drinks. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think I really screwed up by putting the cold water in this one, because that looks like it has absolutely 0 intentions of mixing together. But I can't quite possibly imagine that Indonesia, which I'm going to put a little map up here in the corner so you can see where Indonesia is located. I'm thinking that most of the year, it's pretty damn hot there. So why in the hell would you want 3 hot drinks in a really hot climate? I don't really get it. Of course, your morning coffee's got to be hot, because that's just the way life goes. But the rest of these, I would think you would want to be cold drink mixes, unless my geography is completely screwed up and that's a cold-ass country and I'm just completely unaware of it. I highly doubt it, though. It doesn't look like it's mixing up at all, so apparently you're getting 3 hot drinks, unless maybe this thing will mix up. I don't know. We're going to give it some time to soak. Maybe that water will soak in and we'll get a nice cold drink. I definitely feel like I could have messed this up by not doing it hot. Only time will tell. We're going to let that sit for a little while before we even take a sip, because that just looks like, I don't know, cement mix or something. We're not even messing with that until it's had some time to soak. So that's where that spoon's going to stay for now. Look at that. That looks, honestly, looks really fucking unattractive. Like, I'm not ready to take a sip of that yet. That is why we're going to come back and frequently stir and agitate this stuff and hope that this stuff actually absorbs some of this water. It's doing a pretty decent job so far, but we just won't know until it's had some time to sit. So let's check out Prosperous Biscuit B, or maybe it's a cookie. I'm not really sure. Oh, that's very prosperous. At least it looks prosperous. Yes, look at that. That looks like a double chocolate chip cookie. I'm feeling pretty prosperous about this whole thing. Maybe they're a little stuck together. Come on. Come on. All right, there we go. Not too bad looking. That's a double chocolate chip cookie. And that has a brownie smell to it. That's a pretty damn good looking, good smelling cookie at least. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's a really prosperous find. Some double chocolate chip cookies in my ration. Now let's check out Prosperous Cookie A? Biscuit A? I don't know. We'll find out. Is that like a peanut butter cookie or something? That would be awesome if that was a peanut butter cookie. Oh yeah. Let's check this out. Let's get a sniff check on that. What in the fuck is that smell? Wait a minute. Oh, I mean, that smells like cheese. Maybe it's supposed to be a biscuit and not a cookie. I don't know. The jury is out on that. That smells kind of like dried cheddar cheese. That's really weird. So maybe it's supposed to be a biscuit. Maybe it's not sweet at all. We're going to have to get a bite of that before we start tackling the main to see if these two belong together, and that's like dessert. So let's get this main out onto the tray and see what Bangaskoro Pandan chicken is all about. I'm interested. Are you interested? I'm completely interested to know what this chicken dish is all about. That looks, well, it is a canned dish, just soft canned, so it's gonna look when it comes out. So let's, before we pass any judgment, let's plop that out. Oh, that came right on out of there. Nice little oil content in there. That's not attractive. To be honest, that's not real sexy looking. It has a heck of a smell coming off of it too. It looks like we got some sauce going on here. That's awesome. Let's get this all broken up and see what Bangaranga kangaroo chicken, whatever this stuff is called. Let's see what this is all about. That's a lot of like. All right, that spoon sucks. Let's bring in some help. I don't think the United States would mind helping this situation out any. We help everybody else out, so might as well help Indonesia. So let's get this all mixed up, because that spoon is probably just not going to do it. So this chicken actually reminds me of the chicken in the Singaporean ration. It almost feels like it's chicken jerky. It's really tough. We'll have to wait till we get a bite of it, but honestly, that's the first thing that came to mind when I saw it, and then I felt the resistance of the spoon, is that's a pretty tough-ass piece of chicken. We'll have to figure it out. And I have a big old bottle of ibuprofen on standby, because there's very likely MSG in this, and it's going to give me a headache. So I have the ibuprofen on standby, so we can enjoy the splendor of this Indonesian ration and cure the headache that's going to come right along with this healthy dose of MSG. The smell of this main is pretty ruckus. It's pretty smelly. It's got a lot of different smells going on all at the same time. As far as this main goes, it looks like we just have some really sticky rice. You saw that grayish brown sauce that was kind of like all pushed to one side of the tray. And then you have chicken. That's pretty much it. No other ingredients in here. And that's got this crazy sweet floral aroma, which is really odd and makes me... It really has one of my eyebrows way higher than the other right now. I'm totally giving this a stink eye. We're just going to have to get a bite of it and see what all that crazy smell is about. All right, so before we do that, I want to get a bite of what I think is a cheese biscuit and see if this is going to be an item you can pair with the main, because it really smells like cheddar cheese. It smells like sweet cheddar cheese, but it smells like cheddar cheese. So we're going to get a nibble on this guy. What the hell? Oh, no. What is that? Oh, that is really exceptionally odd. That's a cookie. It's not a biscuit or a cracker. Wow. The best way I could describe that, the cookie is nice and soft. However, that tastes like a mixture of sweet cream cheese and cheddar cheese packed into like a soft shortbread cookie. That is really weird. If it was just like the shortbread cookie and the cream cheese flavor, I'd be all about that. It'd be amazing. But that weird taste of cheddar cheese in there is throwing that thing off. I don't normally combine cream cheese and cheddar cheese in my life. That's really odd, especially in a cookie. I'm really hoping they didn't screw the pooch on those double chocolate chip cookies over there. We'll save that mystery for dessert is what we're going to do. Let's come back over here and give our little cement sludge a stir. Drink number C. So we're going to go right down the line. We're going to start with drink number A. Give drink number A a test. Check out all the floaties that are in that guy. That's got a lot of little just bits of grain floating at the top. So let's get a sip of this and see what that's rocking in the flavor department. That's actually really good. Oh man, I'll tell you what, that has a mix of like chocolate, malt, and coffee flavor. That's pretty amazing. I could do without the chocolate and the malt and the coffee, but that has a pretty pronounced coffee flavor. It's more of like a 1/3 coffee, 1/3 malt, and 1/3 chocolate. It's pretty good. Not bad. The floaties on top are nice and soft. The hot water has made them nice and soft and easy to drink. I imagine there's probably some more grain at the bottom. We'll have to stir that up and reincorporate it. Let's try this guy, floaties and all. This is letter B. Now, that is actually just like hot chocolate with some grains floating in it. The grains that have floated to the top seems like rice to me. Very soft, actually nice and sweet, good chocolate flavor. I wonder what the grains, if there are any grains. Yeah, there's a big old chunk of grains floating around in the bottom of this thing. Yeah, look at that. That's like, it looks like oats and coconut. Let's get a closer look at that. Oh yeah, wow. I kind of wish there was more grains in the bottom of that. That's like oats and coconut in the bottom of that drink. That's crazy. Let's check drink number 1. See if there's any oats and coconut hanging out at the bottom of that. Oh, absolutely. Let me see if I can bring this up to the camera without making a total mess. But it's like nice softened oats and coconut in the bottom of these drinks. That's great. The grain in the bottom of that is very interesting. Strange to me, but definitely really interesting. This one is more of a coffee and malt flavor. This one is just like hot chocolate with floaties in there. That one's kind of like cement. I screwed the pooch on that one, but it's okay. We'll get over it. Give this cement one more stir, and then we're going to get a taste of it because we just have to. I have to see what letter C is all about. That's really interesting. That is a sweet vanilla malt flavor, very milky, and it just has a nice sweet vanilla and malt flavor to it. And there's some floating grains in there. I'm going to let that sit a little bit longer. I don't know that I would have loved that hot though. That is definitely a much better flavor profile cold than it is hot. Those two definitely needed to be hot. I'm actually kind of glad I did that one cold now. Having something cold to drink is always nice. Even in the middle of winter, even though it's cold as hell outside right now, I still want something cold to drink with dinner. That is a really interesting sweet flavor. I like that a lot. Now, let's tuck into this main with this shitty spoon. Look, the whole transformer thing, like the, Optimus spoon I got going on here is really cool, but it's just really flimsy and kind of weak, but we're going to use it anyway. So let's check out some of this rice and a piece of that, well, maybe a piece of that chicken. There we go. All right. So feast your eyes on that sticky rice mess right there. That is very interesting to say the least. I'll let the headache begin. Oh wow, that is an extremely interesting flavor that I totally don't have the taste buds to comprehend. That is sweet and savory. I mean, you can literally just taste the MSG. You know when food has MSG in it, it just kind of has that, the Japanese call it like a umami flavor or something like that. This totally has it. It's also really sweet and it tastes like flowers at the same time, which kind of bugs me, but we're gonna keep at it here. We're gonna see if we can describe this flavor accurately. And that chicken is a whole lot like the chicken we had in that Singapore ration. It's all dark meat, which is great. Dark meat is definitely the best. Much more flavor, higher fat content. In my opinion, dark meat is totally the way to go. But it's almost like somehow it's chicken jerky that was just resaturated, rehydrated with this main, which is really odd. But that sweet floral flavor is very, very interesting. That is very weird flavor. There's definitely coconut milk in this. I'm picking up on a little bit of curry. Extremely floral. It's just really odd. I don't know. This is definitely a flavor profile that I did not grow up with, so I'm not calling it hateful or anything like that. It is certainly just not in my flavor vocabulary to really know how to accept this when I'm taking a bite of it. It's really odd. And trying my best to describe this, there's like an earthy, almost grassy and nutty undertone to it, which is very odd, and it really honestly makes me worry about this in a weird sort of way. Like, I'm worried, is this still technically edible? I think it is. No weird sensations in the lips or anything like that. And there's vanilla in there somewhere. Like, I would literally bet good money on the fact that there's vanilla somewhere in this, which is a really odd flavor combination for me, with like curry and a lot of MSG to have like coconut milk and vanilla vying for your attention at the same time. It's like a flavor grenade going off in your mouth, but not in a good way. It's a little off-putting. That floral, sweet, weird vanilla flavor it's got. I don't know that this dish is going to grow on me. And it's weird. It's almost like sweet, earthy vanilla pine needles and salt, and then some chicken chucked in there. I'm really hoping I'm here to tell the tale about this ration in the morning, that this is just a really crazy flavor that I'm not accustomed to. Or I could just be sitting here eating some rockin' food poisoning that just happens to be going down well. I guess we'll find out. Oh, yeah, that pine. Wow. I'm just guessing that maybe this has some kind of pine-esque seasoning in there, especially when you get some of the bits of it where I didn't mix the sauce in really well. Pro tip, if you get one of these mains, do your best to mix that sauce in thoroughly. Because if you get a big old bite of that sauce by itself, that's more like a flavor bullet than a flavor grenade. It's pretty intense. It's definitely different. I can certainly say this is not something I would seek out ever. Not in my daily life, not even if I was going out to a restaurant. This just would not be my favorite thing on the menu, period. There's just way too many contrasting and conflicting flavors going on in this dish, at least for this guy. Maybe you're different. Everybody has their own taste buds. You never know what somebody's going to like. This just isn't my cup of tea. Vanilla and chicken just don't belong together. Wow. And that taste of pine needles. Pine does not belong in food. Pine belongs in like smells, not in tastes. Like, I want to smell pine, I don't want to taste it. It is very, very odd. Some bites just hit you with a really powerful pine flavor, and then other bites hit you with like a super sweet vanilla flavor. I don't like it all that much. It's not hateful. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to eat it because I bought it, and that's the way it works. Normally, when I get a main, I would be complaining about a lack of seasoning. That problem is not present here. There's an overabundance of the seasoning that's used for this dish, an absolute overabundance of seasoning in this. It's extraordinarily powerful. Oh, and burping it up. Oh, that was the worst. Whew. Mrs. Ration Nerd is not going to love me later. When you eat things, a lot of different seasonings and food that you're not accustomed to eating, it'll definitely mess up your digestive tract. And I have a feeling this is going to be pretty musical later. I'm sorry, Mrs. Ration Nerd, just so you know. Hey, buddies, and through the magic of editing, I get to be future Ration Nerd talking about what past Ration Nerd was just mentioning. That whole, intestinal thing? Yeah, let me tell you what. I actually ate 2 of these because I completely did the first review and screwed it up really bad, so I had to do the review all over again. What do you think about that? So, 2 days in a row, I ate 2 of those. Let me tell you what, the farts were righteous. The bathroom, if I'd had a flamethrower, I just would have sacrificed that room of the house to a total redo. The bathroom, absolutely destroyed. The gas was horrendous. Literally, room clearing, toxic sign, the whole 9 yards. It was literally like biological warfare. That stuff going through my intestinal tract, probably somebody is looking to take me in front of the International Criminal Court for biological warfare right now. Just so you know, if you eat 1 of them, the gas is pretty bad. If you eat 2, you might as well get some gasoline and some matches. You're going to want to burn your bathroom by the time you're done with it. So just a little healthy reminder there for you. Now, back to Past Ration Nerd as he's sitting there editing this video, farting the entire time, because that stuff was ruckus. Oh, that had a lot of sauce in it. That was really tough. Oh my goodness. There's certainly a lot of calories in this ration, and that's a great thing. If you're into this type of seasoning and flavor profile, this probably would have been a pretty decent main. So I'm not going to hate on it. Quality of the food, the rice seems pretty decent. The chicken, just like the Singapore chicken we had, kind of like softened chicken jerky. It's totally not hateful. Has a good flavor to it, except for when you get too much of that sauce on it. This whole sweet vanilla pine, coconut, super savory MSG. Whew. I am glad this is the last bite of this 300-gram main of some funky chicken. I'm not even going to try to repronounce the name. This is Pandam Funky Chicken as far as I'm concerned. And this is a big question mark spoon drop. It's not a satisfied spoon drop. Can I really say I'm not satisfied just because I didn't like the flavor or something? Yeah, I can say it because I bought the damn thing. This is just a spoon drop. And it didn't even make a great noise. I mean, come on now. Whew, I really have to clean this palate. And that chunky chocolate drink was just the way to do it. Cheese cookies? Oh man, it's part of the calories of the ration, etc., etc. This is another one of those things. This is a really odd flavor to me. Like, is that a hunk of cheese in there? I don't know. Let's put it in the let's put it in the face and find out. No, it all tastes about the same. That really does taste like cream cheese, cheddar cheese mixed in a sweet cookie. It is the weirdest thing. I'm trying to just get some more bites of it to see if like I can bring my taste buds around to like mixing those two flavor profiles together. It's not working so far. Hold on for a second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go for sweet cheddar cheese cookie overload. And we can just force our taste buds. You will like the sweet cheddar cheese weird cookie. Whew, that is definitely a flavor combo that you grew up with. Whatever flavor this cookie is actually supposed to be, it certainly has a cheddar cheese flavor locked into it. That's just kind of weird. The cookie in and of itself, if it wasn't for that cheddar cheese flavor, this would be a banging cookie. All right, I've had enough sweet cheddar cheese cookie. Let's get some palate cleansing action going on. I gotta say, having this plethora of different drinks is kind of neat. I really think a single, like regular cold drink mix would have been appropriate with this. I know it might not have had the calorie content they were looking for. Between 17 and 1800 calories is a hell of a lot of calories for a single meal, especially when it's all mostly carbohydrates. But let's break into one of these chocolate chip cookies. That is a good looking cookie right there. Just a little on the crisp side. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's give you guys a nice healthy cross section of that chocolate chip cookie. I'm dying to get a big old bite of this thing, especially after that buckaroo chicken and the cheddar cheese sweet cookie. Good God. Ooh, yes. Hang on, I can't even begin to describe that until I've had another bite or five. And let's clean some of that cookie goop out of the mouth with some of that sweet, malty, milky vanilla goodness. That cookie right there, I just had to eat the whole damn thing. Because I'm going to be honest with you, after that bangaroo chicken, cheddar cheese cookie, the drinks were okay. But that cheddar cheese cookie and the bangarang chicken really was screwing up my taste buds. That cookie, however, is absolutely amazeballs. That is a chocolate cookie with dark chocolate chips in it. At least it tastes like it to me. They even appear to be dark chocolate chips. If you take a look at these guys, after they were baked in, they kept that nice dark color. Unlike regular milk chocolate chips, kind of get that little white haze over them when they get baked. That is a damn good cookie. I'm going to sit here and eat that cookie because it is frickin' amazing. I so wish I could offer you guys a bite after having to sit here and watch me eat the bangarang chicken. Maybe I'm so fabulously happy about this cookie because of that cheddar cheese cookie. This is yummy. That's weird. And the last bite of that chocolate chip goodness. Let's check out one of these toothpicks. Oh, look at that. Very nice. It's got like your little milled in finger grips here. Well, that is a nice quality toothpick. It's got a nice little styled end here to give you some purchase in case you're really digging way in the back of your face with that thing so you don't lose it and accidentally choke yourself. I guess a toothpick win, I guess. I'm trying to be positive. Well, everybody, that was dinner. It was certainly a whole lot of fun to crack into this ration and check out what is in an Indonesian single meal ration. I also have a 24-hour that I'm working on trying to get. That ought to be fun, especially if I get 3 meals that are the flavor explosion in my face that this thing was. That'll be a really fun day. I have a feeling very shortly the headache is going to begin. I'm going to try to head that off the pass with some ibuprofen, and I'm 100% positive that my ass is about to come to life, and it's going to be talking a whole lot, and I'm kind of glad that you guys aren't going to be here for it, and you're probably glad you're not going to be here for it too. Well, thank you, my friends, for joining me here on Ration Nerd to check out this Indonesian single meal ration, where we had some bangarang chicken and some cookies, and with various mixed results on whether or not we truly like this ration, but that's okay. It was a hell of a lot of fun, coming in at an enormous 1,800 calories. That's a lot of calories in a box if you can force them all into your face. And as always, this is just my opinion about what I like and I don't like. It doesn't mean it's not good, it just means I didn't like it. And that's just chalked up to shit happens. Sometimes you like the ration, and sometimes you don't. My taste buds just aren't accustomed to it. Yours might find it fabulously amazing and interesting. If you like vanilla pine chicken, you roll with that shit. But you guys know what time it is. You know that I need you to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, and if you're feeling generous, talk with me in the chat, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, tell me to go do one of these. But you guys know how it goes. If you can find something cooler than this Indonesian ration to put in your face hole, and I'm positive you can because this was kind of weird as far as I'm concerned, you know what to do. Eat 'em up.